What is up, Wikimaniac? Tuesdays on a Monday. Reddit on Wiki starts right now.
Get therapy.
I'm not ready.
Get
Hello. We're here once again. I am your host for today's Reddit Readings episode. It is I, your punny panoid John. With me is my boy, Josh Shell. What's up, buddy?
Sean tried to get rid of me on Tuesdays, but I'm back for a Monday episode.
Oh, Monday sounds so weird.
Munja.
Holy crap. Speaking of Sean is unavailable for today's episode. He will be cheering on Houston as they're playing the national championship for NCAA men's. So hopefully, they win. So he's in a good mood when this episode or when he comes back next episode. But before we get started today, Wikimaniacs, could you please do me and Sean a huge favor and greet our boy Josh here? Happy birthday. Because when this episode comes out, it is his birthday and going to be 2 days after this episode releases. So please, down in the comments, please give Josh all the happy birthdays and actually hit on him in a comment. So
No, don't do that. I was confused when you led up with that. I was like, why am I not included in this? And then I completely forgot. It's
for you, brother.
Next week already. Jeez.
Yeah. Ooh, crusty. 31, huh?
Feels like yesterday I turned 30 and now it's just like,
that's what I'm saying.
31. What's another year?
That's it. It's all downhill. We had nothing to look forward to now, brother.
Shit. What's my next cool birthday? 40?
What would be our next cool birthday? In our 40s?
Yeah, probably.
Jesus Christ.
69. That's the next cool one.
I'll probably be dead by then. So
just me and Sean holding on in our 60s.
How many episodes would that be when we're 69 years old? Probably like 5,000 episodes. I can't do math, but
they'll probably have hollow podcasts then where you can just set it up and we can be in the living room.
Probably. But yeah, Wikimaniacs, please do us a favor and celebrate Josh here.
Thank you.
As you know, he does so much for the pod, so please show him and shower him all the love. He deserves all of it. So but before we also get started in today's episode, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and follow wherever you're listening to or watching here. And if you enjoy what we do, consider being a patron or a YouTube member so you can unlock bonus stories, episodes, live streams, ad-free episodes, and many more. All our links are going to be in the show notes. And this month, we have brand new merch on RedditOnWikiShop.com designed by Josh once again, and this is going to be a hit, and Sean's going to be pissed. It's going to be an I don't condone violence, but it's available now, RedditOnWikiShop.com. I don't know if we nailed the charity yet, but best believe it's going to go to charity. All 50% of this month's profits will, of course, go to charity. So we'll hammer that down. That's going to be behind the scenes that we're going to talk about.
I think we did choose one. I just forget off the bat right now.
I've been zoned out. So
yeah, and Sean can't complain about the success of his merch anymore because it did very well. He cried. His crocodile tears got the merch sales up. So yeah, so he can't be upset if this one does well.
Pestering works for Sean. He has that. He just has that appeal with him.
Yeah, yeah. You just want to help him out.
We all do.
But he knows what he's doing.
He knows what the hell he's doing. And yet he's the favorite. He'll deny it, but it's true.
It is true.
All right. So with all that said, are you ready for today's episode, my guy?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it. All right. First story of the day. This one is cross-posted by Stormbreaker021. And apologies if you hear any munching noises. Kevin is under me right now, and he has a cheese toy. And he's going crazy on it. So.
And if you hear any munching from my end, it's because I have cheese.
I'm
just eating it.
What kind of cheese are you eating, brother?
I like a good marble.
Ooh.
That's a good snacking one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't do it here because if I go, I'm literally going to shit myself within 5 minutes.
Lactose,
if you think Sean has problem with peeing, I eat any sort of dairy and I'm gone in the bathroom so fast. All right. Again, this one is cross-posted by Stormbreaker021 and it is from r/TrueOffMyChest. The title is, "My mom says it's inappropriate for my husband to take our daughters camping alone."
Ooh, red flag. Mother. That's his kids too.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably there's nothing like crazy behind the scenes. This is just a normal, you know,
father being a
father taking his kids camping. So I see that as a big red flag from, was it mother-in-law or mother?
Mother-in-law. Yep.
Yeah. So that's weird.
All right. Well, let's get to this story, my guy. So I'm kind of at a loss here. So I'm hoping you all can help me out. My husband and I have been together for 15 years and married for 10. And we have 4 beautiful daughters, ages 8, 5, 3, and 1. That house must be loud.
Don't take the 1-year-old camping, maybe.
Yeah, of course. They might get bit all over with bug bites. My husband is what you'd call a guy's guy. And he's into all of the stereotypical guy things. Cars, heavy metal, football, the outdoors, and all the power tools you could imagine. But here's the thing. He's never once been disappointed to have all girls. Not once. Which is good. I think that should be normal.
Yeah.
He's a great dad, super involved, patient, and loves spending time with them. I mean, he has long hair and lets them style it and put pink sparkly bows in it. They have him wrapped around their little fingers. And when people ask him if he wishes he had a son, he always says girls can do anything boys can do.
Okay, you know what? I'm doubling down on my prediction that this mother-in-law is insane.
Yeah, this guy is great dad. Seems like green flag all around.
This is awesome.
Just because he has daughters doesn't mean he won't take them fishing or teach them how to use a wrench. And they love him so much, he's like the sun in their sky. So here's where I'm at. He's taking our 2 oldest girls camping in May. Just the 3 of them. They'll be camping for 2 nights at a state park, only about 45 minutes away. He's an expert camper, but we haven't been in years and our oldest only vaguely remembers our last trip. He usually goes camping with friends a few times a year, and he's actually gone on his annual spring trip right now. It's something the girls have been begging to do, and they were so sad when he left this week, so to make them feel better, he said he'd take them next month. So he decided to take them in late May.
Okay.
Sounds good. Again, so far, checking all the boxes for me.
Yeah, this is normal. Like my dad used to take us on camping trips all the time. So it's like, it seems very normal.
Yeah. I'm staying home for a few reasons. I'm not a huge fan of camping, and we just found out I'm pregnant again. And it was not exactly planned.
Holy.
Boy, y'all stay busy. Y'all fucking intensely. That's what you guys are doing. So sleeping on the ground doesn't sound like fun to me right now. Plus, I'd have to find a sitter for our 2 youngest for 2 nights, and I'd rather not. I don't want to tell my mom that this is the big reason I'm not going. She's been judgmental each time I've announced a pregnancy other than my first one. My 8-year-old is so excited about the trip. She's been telling everyone she knows, but when she told my mom, she immediately reacted negatively. My mom basically told her it was, quote unquote, inappropriate for her to go camping with her dad. My daughter was so upset that she cried, and I was honestly shocked. I asked my mom what
she said this in front of the daughter?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How about you never talk to my kids again, you psycho? What the hell?
Yeah, that's unhinged behavior for me.
Holy shit.
I asked my mom what the big deal was, and she said it was wrong for a man to go camping with 2 girls. That they'd be sharing a tent, and it wasn't right for them to be sleeping in the same area as him. Those are his kids.
In what way? They're his kids. He has just as much right to like taking care of them and stuff like that. And so he's trying to share this passion that he has, and obviously his oldest daughter has, with his kids. Why make it a fucking weird thing? Yeah,
no, I completely agree. And we see and hear so much stories about absent fathers who are also, they use the gender norms like, oh, well, I want a son because I want to be able to do camping or teach them this, teach them that. I mean, this dad is just treating his kids like a kid. It doesn't matter if they're boys or girls or anything in between. They're just he just loves them.
Yeah. And it sounds like he meets them on their interest too, because they do his hair and stuff like that. Like, so it's not like he's forcing this on them either way. So this is insane.
Mm-hmm. I asked my mom what the big deal was and said it was wrong for a man to go camping with 2 girls, that they'd be sharing a tent, and it wasn't right for them to be sleeping in the same area as him. She even said people would think he's a kidnapper or something. Okay.
I don't think they would. I just don't think people would care or think about it. And if they do, that's on them.
Mm-hmm. Now I get that my mom can be conservative about some things, but it feels a little extreme even for her. She's disgusted by the whole idea and can't believe I'm, quote unquote, allowing it. So now I'm apparently a bad mom and my husband is a pervert. and I'm honestly fine with it. I trust him completely, and I don't think there's anything inappropriate about a dad camping with his daughters.
No,
No.
there's not.
Heck, one of our daughters sleeps between us every night, and that's totally normal. The only concern I'd voice to my husband is that he'll end up doing all the work setting up the campsite, because let's be real, our girls aren't exactly helping with that.
Yeah,
and I don't think he cares.
That's regular kids. We also did not help set up very often.
But now I'm starting to wonder, do other people think this is weird or inappropriate? If you saw a dad camping with 2 young girls, would you think something strange was going on, or would you just assume he's their dad taking them on a fun trip? I'm really curious what others think.
Yeah, no, this is if people think that's weird,
they're weird.
Or they're projecting. They've had something happen to them in their lifetime, and they're like, I don't trust men with kids, which is your own trauma to deal with.
Yep.
This is a very happy, healthy family, a very strong, like, it sounds like the dad has a very strong connection with his kids, loves to show them like the stuff he enjoys. And one of those things is camping. So taking his kids camping is something they want to do. And there's nothing weird about that. We've had stories where there are weird cases like this. A couple weeks back, we did the guy who refused to let his daughter
change by
herself or whatever. Like the way he was acting, that was weird. This is just a normal relationship with should be normal with your father. So yeah, the mother-in-law is stepping way over the line. I would throw up boundaries real quick because that's fucking inappropriate to do that. Like, even if you have those concerns, to talk about that openly in front of the oldest daughter who understands what you're saying, like, that is just setting her up for mistrusting her father, or like you're putting these things in her head that don't need to be there, and all because of something either you've experienced or you're just projecting on someone, and that's fucked up. Yeah,
I agree. And if the mother-in-law had valid concerns where there was no indicators whatsoever, the first conversation you should have is with the daughter or the mom, right? And say,
alone.
Hey, alone, without the kid, because that's like what you said, Josh. That's a lot to put on an 8-year-old, and especially in that age, they're very impressionable. Anything that they hear at the time they probably believe everything is a fact, and I don't blame them. They're children, you know. And I get really, and I know you said that your dad used to take you camping all the time. I get extremely jealous when I hear stories about that. I didn't really get a lot of chances to hang out with my dad like growing up, when he worked overseas for a long periods of time, and then when we moved to the United States, he worked graveyards majority of time, so I didn't see him a lot. So when I became an adult and had more time, I was like, hey, I'm craving interaction with you, Dad. So I basically dragged his ass everywhere. I'm like, hey, you're gonna go boxing with me. Hey, you're gonna go lift with me. I don't give a shit if you can't lift that. You're lifting that shit with me, Dad. And I'll be like, I'll be egging him on and take him hiking and all that. So it's always refreshing to hear parents being parents and sharing something that they love with their kids, because that's memories that they'll carry forever, right?
Yes.
And the way that this dad is, loving their kid right now that kid, the kids that he has, is going to have a great example of what a great partner and a great father looks like, and that's something that they're going to possibly look for a partner down the line if they choose to, right? And for the mother or the mother-in-law to project possible insecurities, it's insane behavior to me.
No, absolutely. And like, not to rub it in anymore, John, but like camping, like my childhood, I remember like so vividly. Like they were some of the best parts of childhood. Is like, we go like Labor Day weekend, we go camping for the last long weekend, and like friendships I made along the way and while I was there, and like hanging out with my parents, like swimming, doing that kind of stuff. Like those are moments you remember for the rest of your life. And
exactly.
And so like to taint that like experience, it bothers me so much, and I fucking hate her.
Yeah, for sure. Top comments on this story is A1 Sauce put, yeah, don't listen to your mom, OP. That's an insanely unhealthy and creepy way to view the world. If you had some reason to suspect your husband is a predator, that'd be one thing, but you don't. So your mom's being ridiculous. He's their dad, which is kind of what we've been saying the whole time. And the consensus of a lot of people in the comments, kind of repeated pattern of what's been said. A lot of them suggested that the mom possibly could have experienced some sort of trauma growing up. So Hamburgers put, I would ask your mom why she thinks that and inquire if she's experienced or witnessed any abuse she'd like to share with you. Might help explain some of the lunacy accusations, which always what we kind of say.
Mhm.
If you have experienced some sort of trauma, we sympathize for you, but it's something that you don't project or, pass on to other people, which is unfair for the kids.
Yeah, no, that's exactly, because that was my thought too. Is like maybe she's experienced something, but
Mhm.
still, that's like it's still fucked up. Even if she has concerns, it's fucked up to do that in front of the kids and not just have a conversation with your daughter and then talk about your experience and not project that onto her husband. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, moving on to the next story,
Thank
Josh.
God.
This one is from r/best of Redditor updates. The original user is Gonzo Lower Score Fish. The title is My 31 Male, Wife 37 Female Will No Longer Let Me Pursue My Hobbies.
We had a similar story to this one, or similar title anyway. I don't know what the story is necessarily, but it was from the wife's perspective saying that I stopped my husband from doing his hobbies and now he's upset or whatever it was. So I'm hoping it's not that.
It's funny you say that, Josh. That's our second most highest listened clip on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I remember it.
That's how I cement the stories in my brain. I edit them and then I edit them again for TikTok and Reels.
Yeah.
And then those ones stick.
That's talent, my guy, because we interrupt and we say a lot of shit in between. I bet you, I'm fucking tired of hearing these motherfuckers' voice all day.
More of my own. I hate my own voice by the end of it.
All right. Story goes as this. Before our marriage 7 months ago, I was interested in all sorts of things. Playing video games for at least a few hours per week, collecting Star Wars figures, and he put, some may say that was a bit childish anyways, but I enjoy it nonetheless. Painting Warhammer 40K, etc. These are things that I had done since my early teens. My wife wanted to make healthy lifestyle changes after our marriage, which at first I took as just eating healthier, exercising, etc. I was totally on board for it. Everything was fine until I went down to the basement one day and noticed all of my Star Wars figures gone from the display shelf. All that remained were some limbs from a few of the figures.
Okay, so this is on track for the other one that I was talking about so far. Okay, continue. Sorry.
My wife was at work, so I sent her a text asking what happened to them. In the meantime, I rummaged through all the garbages and finally found the figures in the bigger garbage next to the garage. Most of the cards were torn up and the figures dismembered.
Don't throw people's shit away without talking to them. That is like, I'm shocked at how much we have to say that with the stories we read. It's just like, yeah, if you want to throw something out and it's not yours, have a fucking conversation. What the fuck is this?
I have peek behind the scenes, the Patreon bonus story. It's going to be kind of similar, but the different at the same time.
God damn it.
Most of the cards were torn up and the figures dismembered, while others were completely burned or melted. I took a picture and sent it to her, asking if she did it.
Burned or melted is crazy. Unless there was
deliberate.
An accident, but...
That night, after not replying to any of my texts, I confronted her. It turned into a huge argument about how my hobbies are immature and that she was repulsed by them, even threatening to not have sex with me until I gave them up.
Okay, you married this guy who had these hobbies.
And you knew.
And this is what he liked to do in his downtime to de-stress or whatever. Why marry him then if you didn't like those things? That's on you. Don't fuck up his shit.
And, the wife suggested something and OP went along with it and say, yeah, okay, I'll try that because you're interested in that. I'll go for it.
Yes. And I get that, getting married, starting a family, like you're going to have less and less time for your own hobbies. You still make time for them every once in a while when you have like the chance to sit down for an hour at a game or paint or whatever it is your hobby is. You can't just ask someone to completely cut out their hobbies. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, people are all even if you're together with somebody, at the end of the day, you're still an individual with individual likes and hobbies that you enjoy that your partner might not. So, and that's okay.
And presumably hobbies that make you who you are, who your partner is supposedly supposed to love. So
did you ever love this person?
Yeah.
Right. In the heat of the moment, I agreed with her, if only to get her to stop yelling at me. We haven't talked about it since, and I've unfortunately been abiding by her rules for the past 7 months. Though I've been secretly playing video games, buying figures, etc., but she only found out about it one time and she destroyed it immediately.
What the fuck?
I can't keep this up any longer. I want to have my own hobbies without her getting upset. What is the best way to bring the subject up again, and how can I let her know how much my hobbies mean to me?
Hey, here's the divorce papers and how much money you owe me for destroying my shit. That's how I would go about it, because she doesn't want to have a conversation. She doesn't want to work on your relationship. She just wants you to be someone who you're not. And that's so fucked up. Like, I can't believe you've been putting up with this for 7 months, a week of this, and I'd be like, all right, I'm out. Like, you clearly don't like me for me, and you're actively destroying my shit. Like, what are we talking about here? Why are we together?
No, for sure.
She is so fucking, that is unhinged to burn and destroy your stuff. It's one thing to throw it out, but that extra level of like, even if you get it out of the trash, it's still broken.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
There's so much, and plus there's so much financial aspect behind it. That's thousands and thousands that you could probably smashed up. I will say this though, as someone who is an avid video gamer and someone who likes to, watch wrestling religiously, and someone who has those type of hobbies, I find it very like, it makes me happy that my wife's not into those things, and that's fine. I'm not going to ever force her to not like those. But then it always makes me happy when, let's say I'm casually watching wrestling and she starts singing like a theme song of a wrestler. Words are totally wrong, but I laugh it out because I'm just like, wow, the fact that even like, even if you're just casually hearing it out, you try to relate to the things I like. And I always appreciated that about her. My only thing is, if of course we don't have the point of view of the wife in this scenario. I'm just trying to say is like, hey, you do say like you spend a lot of time playing. I hope somewhere there that you're also contributing to what your responsibilities are within the house. Like let's say the cleaning or putting stuff away, making sure like you do what you need to do at the house. Anything beyond that, and if she just went crazy on you out of nowhere, that is insane. Like burning something is a very unhinged behavior, and tearing everything apart without. I don't know if you guys have that full on conversation about it, but I don't know. She sounds controlling to me just based on the context that we've been given so far.
Yeah, and for me, it's like even if it is like he's not doing the chores, like that's the conversation. Hey, I need you to like scroll back or like take some time out of your video gaming or hobby, like painting, and like help out around the house. And like it's not like, and she shouldn't have to have that conversation if this is the case. You know what I mean? He should just be doing that, but that's where the conversation starts. And then if that doesn't progress or he doesn't do fuck all, then she should be like, okay, listen, I'm leaving your ass because you're a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's if that's the scenario. But based on what we've heard,
it's just her being
burning stuff and just trashing his stuff. Because she doesn't like his hobbies.
And it's almost kind of similar to the other story.
Very similar so far. Yeah.
So relevant comments for this one, since it is from Best of Redditor Updates. This commenter was, the commenter's username is deleted, but they put, this is abusive. She loved you for years while you did your hobbies. So what's changed now? Yeah, kind of like what he said, Josh. Yep. She's shaming you for your passion and throwing out and destroying your stuff without talking to you about it. Was this a long time argument? Did she get after you for gaming / having your collectibles, or was it just one day she had enough? To which OOP responded, we had a few small disagreements in the past about me playing video games, but it was mainly just because I had played for too many hours. She never said a word about any of my collectibles. And again, going back to my point earlier, if you are playing too many hours, you also need to look inward and have a check-in. Say, hey, I do this. Like right now, I am so caught up with fucking Cyberpunk 2077. I'm obsessed with that fucking game right now. The past 2 days, I was telling Juliet, hey, I'm going to be staying up a little late today because I cannot put this shit down. She's like, go ahead. I'm going to go read. Yeah. It's really a quick check-in is all it takes majority of the time.
Yeah. But if it is your whole like because I did the same thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance for like 2 weeks. I would stay up a little later and play. But if it becomes like a year of you staying up late and not going like, or whatever, like, it's taking time out of your relationship as well, or your hobbies or sorry, your chores. Then yeah, that's when you have to be like, all right, maybe I should reprioritize some things. Yeah.
Agreed. To which dad, lower score of 2 boys, commented, "You are 31 years old. Your wife doesn't get to let you do stuff. You get to do stuff on your own terms. She's being completely unreasonable and very controlling," which is, I agree. I think letting someone in a partnership is weird.
Yeah. Because it does imply like there's a control aspect where it's just like, no, hey, I'm going to go do this. Okay, cool. Do you want me to come with you? Or like, you know what I mean? Like it's I'm going to go be my independent self for a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't allow someone to do that.
As a matter of fact, I encourage them. Be like,
yeah,
hey, if you need to do something, do what you need to do. If you need help, holla at me. I'm here for you, type of deal. To which single use pseudonym commented under that, exactly this. Marriage doesn't mean she's your mom or your boss. You are still your own person. Yeah, take your partner into consideration and all. But Jesus, fuck your wife/husband, your partner doesn't have the right to tell you what you are allowed to do. Hella controlling partners are not healthy, not sustainable, and don't make for a happy environment.
Yeah,
100% agree on that. Quick edit. So they put, "Thank you all so much for the words of support and guidance. It truly means a lot. Getting a different perspective on this has made me realize that she may be going through some internal or mental issues. She was the love of my life before all this, and I'm not going to give up on her by just by getting a divorce without knowing the reason for her acting this way. I'm going to ask if she would be willing to go to a therapy session and move on from there."
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that.
That was a quick
my immediate divorce papers. Well, because it was 7 months and it didn't seem like she wanted to talk about it. But if she does agree to therapy, then there is that as well.
So update, which was posted the next day. They put, "Currently at my best friend's house drafting an email to send to my lawyer first thing in the morning. I had decided to hook my Xbox up to the living room television and gauge what my wife's reaction would be when she came home from work and saw me playing. She immediately went to our bedroom and slammed the door. I walked in on her angrily texting something on her phone before she screamed at me that I was going back on my promises and that playing games is unhealthy. I kept telling her that I deserve to have my own hobbies, and she told me that no real husband has those kinds of hobbies.
Oh.
I basically told her that she was free to go find a real husband, and I packed a small bag and drove to my friend's house. I feel kind of relieved but also sick to my stomach. I will keep updating when I can. You were also supportive and deserve to be kept in the loop." To which another top comment, XVZ0 put, "I'm going to be real with you. You cannot stay with this abusive woman and live a happy life. Divorce sucks, but admitting you made a mistake in choosing a partner and moving on now is better than admitting it after wasting 5 or 10 or 20 more years being unhappy in this mess. Now, here's another perspective. My fiance is not into video games or action figures, but I still have a ton of video games and action figures displayed prominently in our living room because I'm into them and she likes it when I'm happy. That's how healthy relationships work."
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
Edit number 3. My wife has been texting me nonstop asking where I went and telling me to come back to the house. She even claimed she was pregnant and that I was abandoning my own child, only to backtrack a few minutes later.
Oh man,
She's weaponizing some sort of pregnancy fakeness. Huh?
I'm now on the she has
something
has to go talk to a professional because this seems like something's wrong in her mind potentially.
And he needs to get out of that. If she needs to settle that shit by herself, because this is going to be resentment all over the place.
Yeah, or get her to get checked out.
Yep.
And then stay separated while that's happening. I don't know. Like we've had that one story where the guy had brain trauma and she didn't know it. And so it's just like, that could be the case. I don't know. But she needs to get that figured out.
I'm making sure to save all these texts in case my lawyer thinks they could come in use. Update number 4, and they put it posted 2 days later. Spent the morning talking to my family and a few of my other friends about the situation. They all agree that a divorce needs to happen whether or not she is mentally ill. My sister even said that she had a bad feeling about her but saw how happy I was and didn't want to impose at the time. My lawyer has suggested not to confront or communicate with my wife until divorce proceedings can be put into motion. Currently going to my house while she is at work to gather my valuable belongings. And then the final update, which was posted 2 months later. Not sure if anybody is still keeping up with my post, but I figured I would give another update. The divorce proceedings are currently underway. My ex-wife has been incredibly apologetic for not only the main incident in my post, but also for how she's been treating me in general. She has also agreed to pay me a lump sum for the figures. You called that too, Josh?
Good.
And then they said we came to a mutual agreement in terms of the value. And overall, she has been acting surprisingly reasonable throughout all of this. I feel like this is a positive turning point in my life. Thank you all for giving me the courage to finally take action.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad she's being amicable, and I'm glad the divorce proceedings are going through. So yeah.
Next time she'll burn your house.
Well, yeah. I mean, it got to a point where, okay, well, something seems wrong, but
Off, right?
if now she's acting fine, then I'm just like, yeah, get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just an act and she's lying. That
I hope they don't lure you in with the kindness and you kind of fall for it.
Yeah, don't fall for that again. No, fuck no.
No. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Let's kind of ease in a little bit here. This is going to be a much lighter compared to the ones I've been doing. But
thank goodness.
This one is cross-posted by one of our goats, Blood Unicorn Valkyrie. Oh, I missed that button, Josh.
No, I enjoyed when you guys did it.
Just Barefoot Conrosa hated it. I hope you feel better, Op. You got COVID and all that shit.
Oh, shit.
I didn't curse you, but you keep playing around. I just might.
He knows a couple.
And this one is cross-posted from r/tragedy.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The title for this one is The Doordash Customer Name That Broke My Brain.
Do those have to be your real name, though?
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Maybe because your credit card is assigned to it.
Well, I don't know if that matters, though, does it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know Julia always uses a fake name when we go out to go orders.
That's what I mean. Like, say you didn't want someone to know your real name, you could put your fake name on there, I feel like. Because you can put other credit card names on. Like, Sienna and I have our credit cards linked up to my Uber account or whatever. So it's just like, maybe it's just a made-up name. I'm hoping. I don't even know what the name is.
Chad.
Chad.
And it's a brown-ass guy that comes in like, Chad? Yeah.
Mine's John Consignato.
He sounds handsome, actually. All right. The story goes as this, Josh. A few years back, I was delivering for Doordash when I got an order for someone named SAM. I assumed it was probably a foreign student at the local college since I'd never heard a name like that. The delivery instructions said, please hand directly to SAM. Do not leave with roommate. He will steal my food. That roommate, bro.
That sucks.
Pretty specific, so I figured I'd better follow the rules. I knocked on the apartment door and some guy opened it, immediately eyeing the food bag. He tried to take it, but I stopped him, saying I needed to hand it directly to SAM. He just shrugged and disappeared back into the apartment.
The fucking roommate was going to steal it, dude. That piece of shit.
The motherfucker was ready, bro.
Like, oh, dinner tonight.
I would beat the shit out of
What a piece of shit.
A minute later, another guy came to the door. A pale kid with curly red hair who definitely didn't look Middle Eastern. I hesitated and asked, are you SAM? He sighed deeply, clearly used to explaining this. Yeah, but it's pronounced Sam.
I was wondering, because I was also wondering if you were just spelling it. And I was like, that's just Sam. But clearly not.
We'll see. Seeing my obvious confusion, he explained, my parents wanted a unique name, but also one that was kind of normal. So they spelled Sam as ESSAYEM. You know, SAM.
What the fuck?
I paused for a second, mentally sounding it out, then realized what he meant. Oh, wow, I said, handing him his food. That's rough. Tell me about it, he replied, rolling his eyes. Makes roll calls, job interviews, and ordering DoorDash way harder than they should be. I left shaking my head, thankful my parents hadn't tried to reinvent spelling for me.
Oh, how old are you? Change your name to Sam. Just SAM.
What'd you call me?
That's on the level of fucking people spelling Sean's name in our like Venmos or PayPals or anything like that. Like,
that's why I wish he was here. Because that was kind of the same way that everyone spells his fucking name all the time.
It's some of them are unhinged, and
Unhinged.
that one is up there.
The one that started with an X, I was like, whoa, we're getting up there in the alphabet. Top comment for this one, Grumpy Lower Score G commented, some people really hate their children.
Yeah, I mean, I get not wanting like a basic name. You know what I mean? As someone with a basic ass name.
Who you telling?
Dude, in one of my college classes, I had 6 other Joshes in my class. It was in a class of 30 people. It was insane.
Crap.
We were a percentage of the class. So I get not wanting to just like, what's the top baby name this year, and just doing that. Like, I get that, but to go so far as to create a scenario where your son has to explain every single time what his name actually stands for and how it came to be, that sucks. And you suck as parents for doing that to him.
Yeah, and you know how kids get. They're bullies, bro. And every time you have something unique or something different, they be clowning on your ass for everything.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that stopped after adulthood. I think he probably still gets it. And
I've seen way too many times that a lot of recruiters, when I used to work doing that, is just a name bias, right? It's every time you see a name where it's not as vanilla or basic as a Josh Smith or some shit like that, or a Josh Smith or some shit like that. Smith is like, I don't know why Smith is the most common last name.
It is the most common last name, yeah.
You know, it sucks. And yeah, I agree that the parents, they're setting this kid up for failure. And it sounds like he resents his name, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And not only that, he is a real piece of shit roommate. So I just this guy's had it double fucked in his life.
That roommate would be missing if he ended up fucking taking my You know how expensive DoorDash and delivery is, on top of the fees, on top of how much the food is, and they upcharge everything? You mean to tell me you're about to jack my shit? Boy, we're going to get in a fight right here and now. My roommate in a video game would be dead, and I would take his identity. I will condone violence in a video game. You know, if you fucking took my shit. All right. Moving on to the last story of today, Josh. Brace yourself, because this is going to be kind of long. Yeah.
Seatbelts buckled.
Buckled up, buddy. And this one comes with multiple updates.
Okay.
It gets pretty unhinged. So this one is posted by cross-posted by Fed Up So Bed Up from r/True Off My Chest. The title is, Hairstylist has been taking / keeping my hair?
What the fuck? Unless it's for like cancer donation, which has to be a certain length, I believe. Don't you gotta get the approval of the person? You also are doing that like voluntarily. I think that's weird. I think that's unhinged. All right, well, let's get to it. So I'm weirded out. I'm also going to be vague because for obvious reasons. I'm in my 30s and my stylist is in their 40s. I got my haircut today at a stylist and I've been using for about 9 months now. I think this is my 6th appointment with them. I usually do a trim or cut / style, and today I went from long hair and they put higher lower back to an A-line bob. I gotta say, 6 times in 9 months, you got money, because haircuts are expensive. Trying to remember the last time I went to get a haircut. That's what I'm saying. I haven't gone for like 2 months. Might have been my wedding. Holy shit, brother. My hair is crazy right now. It's long. Oh, keep it off. That shit look good, my guy. All right. Look at that. Shake it off a little bit. Oh, all right. Oh, you're doing something to me right now. Getting too long. Again, since I started seeing this person, I usually get current style, maintenance / trim. This time was a dramatic length adjustment, so they took a picture of the cut length in the floor to add to their social media, then intending to add before / after ours too. That's all totally fine and normal, because it sounds like they got permission, which that should be the norm. Yeah. They go grab a broom, sweep up the hair, and place the dustpan on the counter for a bit. Again, normal. They grab the broom and pan and head back to the shop. They're gone a few minutes, no biggie, then they go out to smoke. But here's where it gets weird. The bathroom is in the back of the shop too. I need to go and step into the back, and I don't really notice anything on the way into the bathroom. I go and start to head back out.
but I noticed my name on a small clear tote on a table. It had no lid, and it has my hair in it.
What the fuck?
This is probably why they start cursing you, bro.
This is giving
some
like
heck
horror movie vibes.
At first, I didn't really think much of it, but I look closer and see it's not just today's discarded hair, but looks like at least a few of my trim sessions. Mixed with, it looked like, I don't know what this word is, potpourri? Potpourri?
I'm not sure. I could look it up.
I have poopery. I don't know what that is. So make my doo-doo don't smell that bad when I poop.
Oh. It's a mix. Same idea, actually. It's a
Is
mixture
it?
of
Okay.
flowers, herbs, and spices, usually kept in a jar for scents.
Oh, okay. Well, poopery don't work for my shit. Be stinking like a motherfucker.
That's actually probably where poopery comes from. It's probably from this.
Oh my God. Yeah. Protein don't mix well with me. So, and oh, Jesus Christ. And a little sand or something, and printed pictures of the cut hair with dates. The printer is sitting right next to it with today's discarded hair pick in a tray. There didn't seem to be any other containers like this when I looked around. It was fucking weird, so I took a pic on my phone.
That is weird.
I honestly didn't know what to think or do and went back into the salon. They came back in, and I mentioned that I went to the restroom, and they seemed to freak out a little bit, but didn't mention it. I didn't really know what to say, so I just let them finish styling my hair, paid, and left.
You're
As a social,
crazy for staying. I
For
would have
real.
been like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm out.
Yeah.
As a socially anxious introvert, this was my nightmare. I got home, and the more I looked at this picture, the more ick I got. I ended up texting them an hour ago, sending the picture and requesting they remove the weird box of me and asking for an explanation. I said, "Hey, so I saw this and didn't know what to make of it. Can you help me understand what this is and why you have it? I'm not comfortable with you having this and request you please discard the contents. Also, even though I loved my cut, I believe it's best if I find a different stylist." They haven't responded. LOL. What the fuck?
I mean, that was a professional way of ending that.
That was.
I would have just never gone back. I'm
Never.
very conflict averse in this case. I would be
Same.
like, I'm not going there anymore. I'll find someone else.
Yeah. Especially hair. I feel I've had the same barber for 10 years already. It's just one of those things where it's difficult to get the comfort level with somebody. And
Yeah.
I can see the hesitation on breaking up with someone who's done a great job in the past. But if I see my barber doing some weird shit, I'd be gone.
See, I've never, so I didn't get it. Like, my mom used to cut my hair when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't go to a real barber, I would say, until, because then I just would do it myself.
Yeah.
I had a very simplistic haircut. And then until COVID, after COVID, I finally started getting my haircut like professionally.
Yeah.
So the concept of having one singular barber is weird to me because I've just never done it. I jump around all the time and try different places out.
In the past, I gotta say, like the past 20 years, I've had 3 barbers.
Okay.
I'm loyal to a fault until I have to move out and I break up with them. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta leave. It's not me or it's not you. It's me relocating.
Yeah.
And I get really sad because then it takes me a while to
Find someone else.
There'll be days where I'm like, all right, and then I gotta ask a homie, hey, this person good? And then from there, I take the word and I get stuck with them. I don't like finding new barbers because it's
Stressful.
It's dating, bro. It's like, so what are you good at?
Yeah.
Can you fade me a certain way?
Yeah. I go to this one spot that has multiple barbers.
Mhm.
And there's one that I just try and avoid because they fucked up my hair a couple times.
Ooh.
But like, it's hard to like schedule exactly who you want.
Yeah.
So sometimes on occasions I've gone there and it's been that person like that's going to be cutting my hair. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. And then you're in an awkward position when you're already there. You're not going to just leave.
That's exactly why I can't have other barbers, Josh. If they were doing my hair and someone else did it, I felt like I was cheating.
Oh, I see. But
Yeah.
that was not my issue. My issue was just like, I'm in an awkward position where I don't want to just leave, but I know this person is going to fuck my hair up again. And so I just stopped going there. I've been going to a different place ever since.
There was a time, I think it was just after your wedding too. I didn't go to a barber until basically the new year. And my barber has my number and he texted me. He's like, I haven't seen you in a while. Where are you? I'm like, I've been busy.
I know you're looking like shit. Come over.
Yeah, but you know, it was. Hey, shout out Peter. Peter, he's been my barber for 10 years. Like, he opened up his shop, very small shop, and now he has like a big ass building to himself. And
that's awesome.
We talk like he's my dad. You know, because we're like 20 years apart. And we always talk shit all the time. It's hilarious.
Hell yeah.
All right, so first.
We
update.
got this fucked up story. I keep
sorry about that.
Shit.
First update. It's been about a week, and with the holiday, I'm all over the place, but I ended up going to law enforcement to make a report last Monday. I'll likely end up going back if this person keeps contacting me like they have been.
Oh,
I'll give a little timeline, and forgive me here because they typed it like how they texted, so I might have a hard time reading a little bit.
Gotcha.
So last Saturday, they put a haircut and discovered the weird tub is full of my hair. Texted stylist about the weird tub and said I'd be finding a new stylist. Hairstylist didn't respond. So that was kind of the timeline. And this is where I left off in the last post. A lot has happened since then. Sunday, I woke up to a bunch of texts from the stylist. It woke me up because even though I have do not disturb on my phone, I have a setting that overrides that if there are repeated contact attempts over 3. And they put in case of emergencies, which is valid.
That makes sense.
Here's what I got. This is the unhinged part, Josh. 3:49 a.m.
Oh, no.
I don't recommend going to a different stylist because of this is not a big deal. Small towns and people talk, and you may not find anyone that will take you after this, so I'd reconsider. I don't like threats. 3:51 a.m. So I have your biological material and it's mine property now. I can do what I want with it. I kept it because I can, and it means a lot to me.
What the fuck?
3:54 a.m. Why you send the pic? I know what it looks like. It's mine. 4 a.m. You need to respond to me because I think it's a misunderstanding about what this is, not big deal, and you saying you're switching stylists has me triggered. I do good work. Clapping emoji. You said so.
You need to respond to me at 4 a.m. while I'm having a crash out. What the fuck are you talking about?
4:04 a.m. I also charge a $350 client separation fee. So yeah, you can't just say you're switching stylists with more consciences. And I know you said you already tried a few people before me. They not many beauty people in the area.
John, how many contracts have you signed with your barbers?
Not a damn thing.
0. Yeah, there's no fucking separation fee. What the fuck are you on?
It's just the principle of not having multiple barbers at a time, you know, because I'm a one monogamous barber type of guy.
John signs an emotional contract.
I do. I'm very emotionally invested to my barber.
Which some say is worth more than $300. You know, John?
You know? So 4:11 a.m. Asking for an explanation for a stylist. Having hair in a salon is crazy. Where else would you find hair? I didn't do nothing wrong, but I will get rid of it if you are going to cry about it. But only if you say you won't be switching to anyone else for your hair care. You mean a lot as a client and always tip well, and I do good work, so it doesn't make sense. And you know that, so maybe don't threaten someone who does your hair or hurt their heart by making accusatory statements.
Oh, I'm so comforted. I will definitely let you hold scissors above my head.
You know, I didn't respond to any of those that morning because it was so insane to me. I need to process things fully before I make a decision on how to deal with it, so I just didn't respond. Sunday afternoon, I start getting phone calls.
What the fuck?
The person called me 14 times that afternoon.
14?
14? That's harassment.
I've never called anyone 14 times in a row.
Fuck no.
I get to 2 and I'm like, oh, they're busy.
Yes. About every other call, they left a voicemail. Most of the voicemails just said, call me back or text me back. But 2 of them were unhinged. And I'm going to paraphrase, but the gist of the first one was, sounds like they're crying. Call me back. I'm getting scared you won't come back to me for your hair for real. I just like how your hair feels. That's why I kept it. Call me.
What the fuck?
The second unhinged message was left late Sunday night at 11:38 p.m. And it said, I got rid of it except for one lock. I found out I like watching your hair burn more than I like keeping it.
Yeah, police immediately. What the fuck?
I didn't respond to any of those messages, calls, or texts. The whole thing had me freaked out now. And I decided by the time I was taking Monday off work to go to the police. Even if they couldn't do anything, I wanted to file a report of the weirdness. I woke up Monday to an email from the stylist with an invoice of $375 for a client breach of contract fee as the chargeable line item. Again, copy and pasting here. The email body was just for being a bitch.
Yeah, that's not going to hold up in court.
No. It was sent from their business email too, so they're really doing everything they can to ruin themselves. Even if I had a contract with this nutter, which I don't,
Yeah.
the original amount was for $350. They can't even get their extortion fees right. Jesus Christ.
This person is so fucking unhinged.
They need
Holy
therapy.
Shit.
I did email them back stating that we had no contract and to cease all further communication with me from this point forward. I got ready and started heading to the police station around 9:45 Monday morning, and I live in a rural area, so there are portions of my drive to and from our main town that doesn't have cell reception. When I finally got to town, I had 4 voicemails and I knew immediately who they were from. I talked to one of the officers on staff. They took my statement, a copy of the email, asked me to forward all the texts and screenshots of the numbers of calls. They said at the least the calls and texts could be considered menacing and harassment, but the voicemail where they mentioned they like burning my hair was potentially concerning.
Yes.
True.
Well, I mean, it was concerning before that, but I
From the
see
jump.
from a law point of view, I see. Yeah.
The officer advised I contact a legal representative in case this person tries to take their bogus invoice to a civil suit court. And they say I'm welcome to change my number, but having the piling evidence if they continue to contact me after I explicitly told them to not in the email would only help me. I reached out to a lawyer Tuesday and left a detailed message regarding the situation. They are apparently out of the office until next Wednesday for the holidays, so we'll see if they have any advice. I've since received many texts and calls from the stylist. They sent a happy Thanksgiving text on a Thursday morning as well. Regardless, they're giving me a lot of evidentiary material to work with, but I'm so unsettled, I can't wait to hear from the lawyers this week.
Be crazy if it was not Thanksgiving when he sent that.
It was like Boxing Day or some
It's like
shit.
Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay.
There is a final update, Josh.
I hope a resolution too.
All right, we'll get into it because it is 55 minutes as we're recording this.
55.
This situation and update may not be as satisfying as many would have hoped, but here it goes. I met with law enforcement again this past Tuesday. My husband and I drove over early this morning because I was also meeting up with the lawyer I'm working with. Aside from the near constant texts, calls, and emails, I wanted to pursue legal action for a specific issue. Allegedly, the stylist had tried to have my credit card canceled. What the fuck?
What?
I don't know if they can do that. Apparently, they used the last 4 digits of my card, called the customer service line for the card, and tried to cancel it. I got a call from the fraud department shortly after this person attempted to do this, trying to verify everything, to see if I actually wanted to close my account and dissolve my credit line with them. To be clear, the stylist was not successful in their alleged attempt. They
Good.
couldn't provide the basic information you need for such things like my actual last name, date of birth, address, etc. Apparently, they thought they could accomplish this with just my name, phone number, and the last 4 digits of my card number.
Yeah, because they're a dumb fuck.
For real. I didn't cancel the card, but did request a new one for obvious reasons. And I had no clue why they would want to cancel my card. To inconvenience me? Yep, that's exactly why, allegedly. When I spoke with the credit card company, they agreed to send over the recording of the person that called, as well as the phone number the call originated from, as long as the request came from law enforcement with a warrant. They gave me a phone number and reference number for the police to reach out to directly. The officer began working on that immediately, so that is in progress. I went to my phone company over the weekend. I had my phone number transferred to an old phone so I could still receive calls and texts there, but got a new phone number for my actual phone. The old phone and phone number has been turned over to the officer assigned to my case. They did go and speak with this person yesterday. Apparently, they are horrified I went to the police and had no idea any of their crazy could be chargeable offenses. According to the officer, there have been no further communication via text or call since their visit, and I haven't received any other emails. As a temporary protection, a no contact order has been issued against them until the first court date. I've also reached out to the State Board of Licensing with all this information and my complaints. All I can say is that they are investigating. Outside of that information, I'm limited on any other information I can share since the legal process against this person has officially begun. We're just waiting to see how this all plays out now. It's been a long few weeks, and I'm hoping for the best here, and I'm already so relieved to no longer be getting calls, texts, emails constantly. Thank you all for your concerns, advice, and good wishes. This was meant to be an outlet for me to vent and process. And I'm so grateful that you have allowed me to do that with a huge amount of support you have given. So
Hell
far,
yeah.
last updates that I've seen.
That's a good sign of things, no contact order is huge. So now if he fucking tries again, arrested, and deservedly so. This guy's a piece of shit.
This is one of the most unhinged shit I've heard in our show.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yes.
I love the fact where it's like, I didn't know I could be charged with any of this. It's like,
Jesus Christ.
you are literally harassing someone for being upset that you're collecting their hair and keeping it for weird reasons. Not that there would be I don't know if there'd be a normal reason to do that, but
there's, like you said, Josh, it could possibly be for, donating to a cancer cause, but that always comes with consent.
Yes. I was gonna say, I without them knowing, there's no good scenario where you're keeping their hair, and then she politely brought that up to you, and you freaked the fuck out. I hope she countersues you for being a bitch.
The subject line is crazy, dude.
That is insane.
Invoice for being a bitch.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's like a better business bureau. Is that like a thing? Like,
yeah,
they should take your ability to do business away, because I don't think you should be trusted to have customers.
Absolutely.
Or their information by the sounds of it. So yeah, I hope that business gets shut down and a more sane barber takes their place, because this person's not it.
The thing that scares me though is that because they possibly have their contact information, I'm scared that if they do get sued and their business gets taken away, that they might do something like retaliation wise to OP, which that's the part I'm scared of.
They don't know where OP lives though, right?
I don't think so. They just know the name and the credit card information because, for services rendered, but I don't know if those things include, personal information beyond that, which I'm hoping that it's not.
But it's a very similar to stalking situation. Like it's that thing where it's just like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you might as well do it. So there's a paper trail, and that, any crossing of the line, you hope law enforcement steps in and does its job. But
I will say, a lot of times we hear a lot of piece of shit law enforcement. I'm glad that they're at least proactive here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And they're using their, I guess, abilities to say, hey, if you give us a recording of this and you give us your phone, like, we'll make sure that you at least get an order to protect you in the middle of the court proceedings and all that, which honestly, we don't hear enough of, which should be normalized actually.
Yeah. They're doing good work so far. So hopefully that keeps up.
Yeah. I'll give you props for that, local PD, whatever you are. All right. So last segment of the day before we jump into the Patreon section, YouTube members, is a Does This Guy Fuck segment by the amazing Other Baki. All right. So this one, this is pretty short, so it's going to be pretty quick for this one. This one is posted by Kuimo from r/Not How Girls Work. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
The title for this one is Just Can't Escape Them, Can We? So I don't know what the context is. It's just a screenshot, literally. But whoever this poster was, they put, why is it a bad thing? Women were literally created to be submissive to men. That's not a bad thing. Men should protect women, hence the submissive part. And don't even say, I don't need a man. Yes, you do. Nearly everything you do/use was made by a man. To which someone commented, the Wi-Fi you are using to tweet this was invented by a woman, by the way.
Well, this is the Does This Guy Fuck segment, so I'm going to focus on that. Clearly not. He demands women be subservient to men so that he can finally get laid.
Yeah.
And not going to happen, buddy. So, yeah. What a psychotic
seriously
thought process.
I mean, look, I'll say this. The man hating is deserved for the most part, in my opinion. We as dudes, we have a terrible reputation. And you know what? Deservedly so. All the wars started by dudes. Anytime we do stupid shit, usually dudes do it. A lot of our societal rules and expectations are catered for men, unfortunately. So
who look like me.
Kind of like that. But you know, it's And it sucks, because I do believe that there are some great dudes out there, flawed, but still there are good dudes out there. But however, a lot of the people that are getting highlighted are the shitty guys, and people who are shitty are louder than the ones that are actually decent and have a moral compass, or at least someone who respects people, right? So I just feel like a part of the responsibility of our show is that we're not saying we're in a certain pedestal. I'm flawed in every single aspect. I have a lot of work to do as a guy too, but there needs to be more people stepping up and like being a voice of reason for dudes. Because we always say, like,
we're calling out other dudes.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we always say, like, people are not a monolith, right? Like, and I believe that as well as with men. There are men out there who are more sensitive, who are emotionally smart. We just got to step up a little bit more to negate and counterbalance these shitty motherfuckers who happens to have a platform or just extra loud online.
Yeah. And I will say, if you're a guy out there and you hear like, fuck men or whatever, fuck all men. And it's just like, I've never been offended by that. Cause I'm like,
same.
They're probably not talking about me, you know what I mean? Cause I haven't done anything shitty. And like, that's a light way of putting it.
Bar's low for us.
Yeah. It's just like, if you get offended by that, maybe just look inward and be like, am I treating women with like the same level of respect? And it's just like, and if you're not offended by that, keep on doing your thing, because you shouldn't be. But yeah, if you do find offense in that, then really just give a second thought about yourself.
Like, why are you really offended?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is a weird one. I don't even know how to explain this shit, Josh, but the title for this one is, again, it's from the same subreddit. I guess the title is, I'm willing to bet you if you asked why, it would be because the man needs are being neglected. If the man is denying sex, would they consider it the same? So apparently on Twitter, you know how fucking weird Twitter is now. Mel Gibson fan 81. Anyways, they put, and trigger warning for this is going to be mentions of rape, which is weird as fuck.
What the fuck?
So this person tweeted, marital rape? Right. And I steal my own car to go to work in the morning. Give me a break.
What?
And Chomps Lewis commented under, a wife denying sex is more rapey than whatever the hell marital rape is. Like, what the fuck?
What? Like, so
a wife denying sex is more rapey than whatever the hell marital rape is.
I wish violence sometimes.
I wish you go to jail.
A large percentage of Twitter people, because that is fucking insane. I got mad at the analogy to the car. You own your car. You don't own your partner.
You don't.
You know what I mean? You are a partnership, equal in that. That's what it's called. Like, that's why it's called partners. So to say that if she denies sex, that's worse than marital rape. You are fucking unhinged, and you need to be locked up on an island somewhere and castrated, I believe. That is fucking crazy. Yeah. You are a danger to society. I don't care if you're some little shit. You need to be taught otherwise, because that's fucking crazy.
And
holy
you already know
shit.
how unhinged this is because they have a check mark.
Yeah, I assume most people that talk like this are fucking Elon dick riders. It's crazy.
I hope all your Teslas burn if you drive one.
I am trying so hard not to get canceled right now. Buy our merch.
Please. I don't know if this is timing by Alex, but this pissed me the fuck off.
Damn.
I don't condone violence. But in this instance, I kind of do.
Most people with blue check marks. I do.
Yeah. If you got a blue, you fucking weirdo.
Holy shit.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode. Gotta say, lots of unhinged people.
There were some unhinged people today. Holy.
But before we close it off, Josh, anything you'd like to bring up, my brother?
Yeah, I got some merch messages. We're still back in February, because I feel like I never have the right time to do all these. So I'm going to do 10 today, and then we'll try and catch up some other day. But first one comes from Brittany, who says, I've listened to all the episodes. Y'all are amazing and bring humor and light during a dark time. Keep it up. Heart emoji.
Even though most of our stories are dark, Brittany.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say
still cool
not
with that?
today, not today. Emily says, I absolutely love y'all and this gaycation merch. I've listened to every episode and I love your voices. Also, we need some coconut merch. That is
Maybe
a
summer.
common request. So we'll look into that. Riley says, new fan and y'all are awesome. Thank you for doing what you do, heart emoji, and thank you for supporting a great cause like the Trevor Project. Thank you, Riley, for buying some merch. Aaron says, I love listening to you on my way back home from work. The unhinged stories are amazing. As a therapist, I couldn't not grab some merch. And they got the Get Therapy merch.
Wait, we got to get some confirmation. What was the name of that sender?
Aaron.
Are any of our advices actually decent? Let us know. As a therapist, please rate us.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few therapists that follow the show.
Wow.
Which is crazy. And I hope that means we are giving good advice other than...
we will never claim we're professionals.
No, absolutely not.
Y'all earned your degrees and all that. Please. I could never.
Chris says, I work mostly alone for 8 hours daily and your podcast is a banger. Such chill guys when not wanting to unalive peeps in a video game. Winky face.
Joke's on you. That's our merch for April.
We can be chill sometimes.
I chill while stabbing somebody in a video game.
In a video game. Yeah, of course. I'd never assume otherwise. Alyssa says, hi, boys. Been a listener since episode 170-ish. Love y'all so much. From your friendly neighborhood day. Thank you, Alyssa. And
thank you.
We're almost double that now. So you've been around for over half our lifetime.
We're almost at the 350s, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Angel says, thanks for being overall awesome dudes. Or amazing dudes. Sorry. Not awesome.
Just amazing.
I added that. That's my bad. But thank you, Angel. Gabrielle says, do I dare wear this on spring vacation to Florida?
Do it.
Yes.
Show it to Rob DeSantis.
Oh, he would hate that.
Good.
Gaycation merch. But hey, you're on vacation. Wear whatever the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
And Svetlana says, hi guys, thank you for all the wonderful work and raising the bar for healthy relationships. Listening to you is the best gaycation ever. Heart emoji.
Nice.
Wow, thank you. And finally, Kelly says, you know what? Hell yeah. Going on gaycation with my best friend in June. Can't wait to touch butt. Hell yeah. So thank you all for sending those in. If you want yours read out, you can buy some merch. There's a little box at the bottom when you check out to say something, and you can send something in. We'll read it on the show.
I can't wait till you start reading the March ones and to see Sean's ego get larger than it already.
Yeah, definitely will.
Or just to piss him off because he'll never hear this, skip it altogether.
We just skip March.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. No, we won't do that to him.
Never.
But yes, thank you very much for supporting and buying merch. And speaking of, you can buy this month's Reddit on Wiki merch by going to redditonwikishop.com. It is I don't condone violence, but which is very on brand for this episode. So
very on brand.
Go check that out.
All right. Well, that is it for today's episode. Again, Wiki Maniacs, do me a favor. Do me and Sean a favor. Greet Josh happy birthday on the comments. Like this video. Like this podcast. And if you enjoy what we do, you can support us, be a patron or a YouTube member. You get access to so much random stuff. Coming up, if you're a $10 patron, it's going to be the brownies with Sean and myself. We're going to be doing extra bonus stories. You're going to have bonus live streams, ad-free episodes. You get the episodes day early. You ain't got to listen to ads and you get it early. You don't want to be a patron YouTube member? Do it. Sign up now. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Or no, we'll see you Friday.
Sometime. Bye.
Bye.
Get therapy.